probably true that a guy treats you the way he wants to be treated first. And then he starts treating you the way you've been treating him.
Facts. The unspoken truth. Let me know what you think.
Here's how you spot a dumb woman instantly. Use an analogy with her. And if she argues with the example, abort mission, you could ask, why is speeding wrong? Then she'll say, because speeding causes accidents. And then you could reply, well, ambulances speed, fire trucks speed, so speed itself is not evil. Then she will say, well, what do ambulances have to do with it? That's the moment you know it's over. You're not debating morality anymore. You're explaining how thinking actually works, as if you're talking to a child, and she's nodding like she's winning. This is a classic case of a woman having double D's, dumb and delusional. That's not an opinion gap, though. That's an abstraction ceiling. If she can't follow a simple analogy, don't explain yourself. The best move on the board is just to walk away.
Okay, I just saw this video of a mom who was like, I run ultra marathons, so my daughter isn't going to be impressed by your son's little 5K. And why are you trying to raise your daughter to be an a-hole? A 5K is still an awesome accomplishment. Only 6% of people will ever run one. If my daughter had a boyfriend and he told her that he just ran his first 5K and her response was, wow, cool, who cares? My mom's run like 50 of those. I would completely understand if he just broke up with her on the spot. Also, what if her boyfriend is in a wheelchair? What if he has health issues and that's all he can really do? What if he has other amazing skills but he just can't run? Have you ever even thought about that? And what if he's better than you at something? Does he get to put you down and make fun of how bad you are at it? Like, there is some competitive aspect to running, like you get a cooler medal and sometimes even money if you place, but if you're only running to tell other people who run less than you that you're better than them, then you're just kind of a piece of crap. I think everything cool about ultra running just goes out the window as soon as you use it to own your kid's future partner. And I know she's talking about her daughter, but it's still giving competitive boy mom energy. You know, like, you'll never replace me in their life. Because why do you need to compete with whoever your kid is dating? And let's take the kids out of it. Why do you need to put down people who only run 5Ks? You know, extensive endurance sports are actually a privilege and a luxury, right? Yes, they take a lot of grit, but they also take a lot of time, money, and support systems that not everyone is blessed with. A lot of people struggle to even find a few hours a week to work out with and feed themselves basic meals, much less all of the hours it takes and all of the hundreds of dollars in protein and gear it takes for these high endurance events. I don't know, I just thought this was a weird, ugly take. Like, it really doesn't matter how good of an athlete you are if you're still gonna be a bigger a-hole than you are an athlete. Bad ultra runner, bad.
They really always have something stupid to say. They really always make it a competition for no reason. No reason. Instead of just saying, oh man, that's awesome, man. I just ran whatever I ran in 1,000K. I ran an Ironman. Oh wow, I'm trying to get there. Yeah, man, it's pretty tough. Maybe we can train together sometime. Wow, I love that. In building a connection, you're building strategy on how to be stupid.
Do this make sense? Yay or nay?
A 21-year-old woman and a 21-year-old man, who has the higher sexual marketplace value?
The woman.
25-year-old man and 25-year-old woman, who has a higher sexual marketplace value?
The woman again.
A 30-year-old woman and a 30-year-old man, who has a higher sexual marketplace value?
The man.
The man.
The 35-year-old man and the 35-year-old woman, who has a higher sexual marketplace value?
The man.
The man.
And as I keep going in 5-year increments, will women ever overtake a man's sexual marketplace value?
Not in the long term, no.
No. Will it grow at a steady rate, or will it get exponentially larger? Meaning a 50-year-old man and a 50-year-old woman, will they have the same difference between them as a 30-year-old man and a 30-year-old woman? Or will it be greater?
It'd be greater.
Thank you. So by math,
ding, ding, ding,
you just said women have roughly a 10-year period before their value dips below men. So it doesn't matter if men aren't ready. Women got 10 years.
Okay, that's actually one of the points I agree with you.
But that's at the basis of all my arguments.
Yeah.
I don't think that it makes sense for successful women to get legally married.
So it makes sense for successful men to get legally married?
Yes.
So, oh my God, let her go.
Because men statistically benefit more from marriage, a heterosexual marriage.
Successful women shouldn't get married, and successful men should get married because we benefit more from marriage. But if the successful woman don't want to get married because she got everything, but the man that's successful should get married to the woman who ain't successful, that ain't because they benefit more from marriage. And if they don't have to get married because they got everything, that'll be the reason why they won't do it. It ain't the same reason why they want a man who got everything and then file for divorce. They need something to take. But if you got everything, then you don't even need the man. Ain't it funny? That's why they say, if he ain't paying for everything, then what I need him for? Because that's the only thing you want him for. And if you can do that for yourself, then you don't need him. That's why they say, I don't need a man. I can do it myself. Everybody already knew that. But they still actively trying to take advantage of niggas. And you ain't a real man if you don't help them do it. Ain't it crazy how it works? Subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
Women ain't victims. They're cowards because they actively choose these men. You make a choice. You chose a homosexual. You don't get to play the victim card. Your choices have built-in consequences. When you get yourself into some shit and you see the consequences of your choices that got you into it, now you got to get yourself out. And to get yourself out is going to be a lot more difficult than it was when you got yourself in. But you're going to have a lot of courage and a lot of willpower to be able to get yourself out. If you back down from getting yourself out of some shit that you got yourself into, it's not because you a victim, it's because you a coward.
And this is my wifely opinion. Showing a man that you're a wife before you get the ring is just like when you apply to a job, you have to show your qualifications to see if you're suitable. If you're not suitable, they're going to go with the next best candidate. Just like a man, why would they wife a woman up and they don't even know what she has to offer? Just like you shouldn't say yes to him unless you know what he has to offer. Obviously, he showed you something for him to be husband material. So my wifely suggestion is that stop looking for a handout and put in some work.
80 to 90% of men talk after they've been read their Miranda rights. Let that sink in. You're literally told you have the right to remain silent, and almost everyone still opens their mouth. Why? Because human nature hates silence. Silence feels like losing. Silence feels like weakness. So we talk, even when talking hurts. Now here's where this gets uncomfortable. Men do the exact same thing with women. We don't pause. We don't assess, we don't qualify. We see attraction and we start talking ourselves into it. We share, we ignore red flags, we drop standards, we negotiate boundaries we swore we had. Just like in an interrogation room. We bury ourselves before we even understand the situation. And then later we say, women aren't loyal, I can't find a good woman, they all lie. No, what really happened is you waived your standards too early. You rated her on looks, on access, on validation, on lust. Not on character, not on consistency, and not on values. Not on how she moves when things get uncomfortable. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. A man without boundaries will confess himself into bad relationships. And just like Miranda rights exist to protect you legally, standards exist to protect you emotionally. But if you don't have boundaries, expectations, standards, and tools, you'll keep talking, keep chasing, keep choosing wrong, and then blaming the outcome. This is what brotherhood fixes. We teach men to pause instead of panic, observe instead of impress, choose with clarity instead of with lust, lead with discipline instead of need. Because a grounded man doesn't rush to speak, he watches, he qualifies, he decides. If you wouldn't talk without a lawyer in an interrogation, why are you choosing women without standards? That's the difference between boys and men. And that's what we build here. Thank you. Peace.
Now, her article in Business Insider reads, quote, I'm 38 and single, and I recently realized I want a child. I'm terrified that I've missed my opportunity. That woman's name is Melissa Persling, and she's revealing to Fox News Digital what she thinks caused her current situation. Listen.
I feel unbelievably betrayed by feminism. I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. Women can have the great career and have the kids that they like and change the tires and do this I mean, I grew up thinking, and men are great, but like I can do all the same things. I do feel in many ways betrayed by that line of thinking. I kind of want to go back to some of those teachers and coaches and say,
you lied.
What the hell did you mean by that? Because women can't do it all. We can't.
Yeah. And it's exactly the entire point of the gender conversation in the first place. Men and women were never designed to do everything alone. We were always designed to complement one another. However, this new wave of feminism wants to erase roles and push equality and blur every line that signifies a difference between us and pretend as if anything you can do, I can do better. No matter how good that it sounds on a podcast, it just isn't true. And then you take a look at a young lady who has lived out the most of her childbearing years throughout her life, and as she now is saying to herself, damn, did they all just lie to me for their own benefit or their own profit? And this feeling has been generally a feeling that comes to them in private, but now through proliferation of social media, we can watch the crying videos on them online as they hit this realization. For the ladies that still adorn this dogma, please dispatch it from your life before it is too late.
Like I said, man, you know, you have some of these women out there that are finally, you know, kind of waking up. They're finally getting off that train. They say, hey, it looks like you're going too far down the road of delusion. I don't want to do that. I'm going to get off on this stop. Well, you ain't going to have a tribe. You ain't going to be a part of the sisterhood, the girl code. You're not going to be a part of any of that. What you going to do then? How you going to survive then? I don't know. I'm going to figure it out, but I'm not going to be riding on this train to Delusionville.
I just got off my serving shift on Valentine's Day in Nashville, and it amazed me how many straight couples the women paid for the dinner. I always find that like an interesting observation. Like I would say about half of the women tonight paid the dinner bill.
Since gender roles need to be a thing 100% of the time, it must be difficult for you and your boyfriend to figure out who pays the bill and who doesn't. For all you know, the men that are sitting at that table took their girlfriend, fiance, wife out to dinner every month and they paid leading up to Valentine's Day. And the lady said, you know what? Let me show you that I care about you as well. So I'm going to pay this bill. Or some people have joint accounts. So it doesn't matter who pull out their bank card. The bill gets paid. The only people this concept is foreign to are men who have never been in relationships with women who truly likes them, or women who've never been in relationships with men who they truly like. Because when a woman cares about you, she will show it. I'm not saying she needs to take her card out every time, but every once in a while, that's not a problem.
When men ask women what they bring to the table, what are they looking to hear? Because I noticed that a lot of women, when they're asked that question, they say, I have this degree, I have that degree, I have that business, I have this, and it brings in all this income.
Yeah,
what are
well,
they?
men ask that question, and then women speak about their accomplishments,
Right.
But that is not the answer that men are looking for.
What do you want to hear?
So, yeah, the answer that men want to hear is, because once again, attraction isn't symmetrical. Like the things that you want in a man, the man doesn't want those same things back. So what a man wants to hear is, I can cook, I can clean, I'll be a good helpmate, I'll support you, I'll help you accomplish your dreams. Things like that is what a man wants to hear. I'll listen to you, I'll respect you, I'll be loyal to you. That's what the woman brings to the table.
I can't agree. Imagine dating a girl that can't cook. Like, what the fuck? You can't cook?
I mean, it's women, a lot of these ladies are just not studying their man. They're not studying men in general. They think they're so far in front of a man. They're so much more superior than a man. They don't even need to worry about a man. A man is just going to come to them, know everything about them. They don't need to know anything about him unless he does something really, really nice. And then their emotions say, you know, for this one, he did his big one on this one. I got to reward him. You know, I got to give him a little bit tonight. I got to reward him. Right. And if he really, really, really did it, you know, not only do I have to kind of reciprocate, I also, I got to give him some gifts as well. You know, I got to go out and spend a little money on him as well as giving it up to him. You know, so you got to really continue to impress a lot of these modern women to get anything out of them.
This is not Thanksgiving conversation, but last night I was talking to my brother and it really reminded me there are witnesses to our lives. We were having dinner and I was telling him about how me and my boyfriend were so happy. We're talking about taking next steps. We want to take next steps. My brother looked me dead in my eyes and he was like, you had a good run. You had a really good run. And I was so taken aback by that. I thought it was so funny. And through the rest of the night, I was really just thinking about my journey to get here. I dated a drummer, a man who never told me no, rapper, an actor who introduced me to his mother, white man who inherited a business from his father and grew it to $2 million in profit, an Italian man who was obsessed, a mayor, a man who founded a liquor company, a scammer, a partner at a hedge fund. I dated a narcissist CEO, a promoter for the clubs, a model. That was the worst one. A white man who went to Morehouse, had a penthouse in Manhattan, and would let me go there whenever I wanted. A man who sold weed. A man who worked at Supreme. I really liked him. And now my current man, a private equity man, a Harvard man. There are some similarities between the men for sure, but you guys, I lived life. I dated. I tried things. I wasn't afraid. My brother looked at my journey, my experience, and he was like, you did that, girl. Like, he gave me respect and props for my wanting to settle down now, because he knows that I was really out here living life on my terms, doing my thing, and having a ball. You girls spend too much time on the internet talking about dating. You're not really in the field. When I talk on the internet about dating, I know that I was in the field. I have witnesses, and they give me respect. And when I say dating, I do not mean sleeping with men, because I probably slept with not even a quarter of them. Because dating and being in an exclusive relationship are different. Get in the field.
I think you need to qualify what you were doing. A lot of these women out here, a lot of these modern women are sleeping around with these men. So you need to qualify. Well, tell us how you got them and tell us what led to the breakup. What I would really like to know is, what are the similarities? You know what I mean? Like, well, you said there's similarities. What are they? There's definitely some commonalities between the men. What are they? Right? Because if you're following a certain type of man, oh, I'm with this guy, or I'm with that guy, I'm with this, I'm with that. I'm telling you, women, do not follow this. Do not follow this. There's athletes, and then there's like the rest of the NFL. Some people, like say for instance, Antonio Brown, where you just, I mean, he's just good. That's it. He's just good at what he does. But then he ends up where, you know, even through all of his athletic ability, ends up out of the NFL, has issues, and, you know, just in the news for terrible things now because he didn't remain disciplined. So some people just have the talent and then they have the discipline. But then some people, they got to figure out another way to reach and attain the level of success that you do, or something close to it. Right? So you need to start telling these women, here's what I did, here's how I acted, here's how I carried myself. And the most important thing, these are the traits about me. I had integrity, accountability. These are the things in my relationship that I had to learn about myself when I was around this type of crowd, instead of, oh, I lived a life of luxury. I did this, and this. And then they go out there thinking that they can get what you can get if they put on a little bit of makeup and a tight dress. It don't work that way. For the vast majority of women out here, it's not going to work that way. they're going to hear your story and be like, oh man, you're an inspiration, and try to do exactly what you do. And even you talking right now, that might, I mean, well, I ain't going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak that over your relationship. I'm going to say your relationship is going to flourish. It's going to thrive. You have a long relationship, right? Long, healthy, and successful. But what I'm just saying is, you need to, I feel like modern women need to start telling, hey, this is what I did.
Look at my baby. What's up, baby girl?
Why are you flicking your lights at me?
I'm gonna do that like $50. That 50.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that 50.
50? What is 50?
Man, just hop in, girl. Come on. I'm gonna do that 50. Come on.
50 what?
Just get in the car.
Listening to 50 Cent? Wait, what are you talking about right now?
All right. I got a spot for us, okay?
A spot?
Yeah, just stay still.
Why are you driving so fast in a parking lot?
Just chill out, man. Chill out. So, hey, can you got like discounts or anything like that? Because, like, I know you do, like, 25, 50, and, like, 100, right? I know 100's, like, the big baller, but, like, I ain't got it like that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, like, the 50, but, like, if you could throw, like, a 10% discount up in there, and we good.
What the fuck
Just
are
hold
you
up, man.
about?
Hold up.
Where are we going?
Shh. You always tell me you want a low-key spot. Shh, just chill out. All right. Don't nobody be back here, all right? I'm finna pull it right here.
Fuck are you talking about?
What?
I do not do this.
All right, man, get out then. Get out. She don't know about this part. Come here.
Y'all gonna hate what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Let's hear it.
Cheating is not enough to leave that man. Y'all looking at me crazy, but it's true. I'm sorry, but I wholeheartedly believe that every single man cheats. And if you getting up under this post saying, oh, my man don't cheat, my man don't this, that means he's good at it. Long story short, if that man is treating you well, you are taken care of, you're not getting hands put on you, you feel me, he's providing, cheating is at the bottom of the list. All the bitches about to get in my comments like, oh, sis, there's people who don't cheat out there, da, 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 da. Find them. Every single man cheats, sweetheart. And the sooner y'all accept that, the sooner you'll be happier.
Okay, so what I'm about to say is going to ruffle a bunch of feathers, which what video don't I make doesn't ruffle feathers? If it doesn't apply to you, then why are you getting upset at it? I would never take advice from a woman like this because you might take advice like this and not be the same type of woman. Let me explain. Some women could get cheated on and the next day they're up, running, moving perfectly fine. Not depressed, doesn't faze them, it makes their relationship stronger. But then there's other women like me that would not be able to move forward with you. Why? Because I would not want to have sex with you. I would not want to be with you. I would not want to cook with you. And I'm going to treat you completely different. Now, is that any better? No, it's not. Because if you're going to be in a relationship and you choose to, forgive somebody, that means you got to leave that in the past. When you tell a guy, okay, it's cool, you could cheat or whatever, you can't keep bringing it up. You can't keep acting like a fucking B word every 5 seconds, correct? So you can take this information and listen to her with everything that you want. But when you become emotionally chaotic, you become a violent woman, you become mentally impaired, because 9 times out of 10, cheating is one of the most devastating things that can happen to you. You know this, right? A lot of women lose themselves in cheating. A lot of women aren't happy anymore. There's even studies that have shown women have unalived themselves, took themselves out because they can't handle it, okay? So if you don't think cheating is that bad, that's fine and perfectly, totally up to you. But let me show you something on why I wouldn't even take this hyena's advice. So you can go ahead and read this yourself, but Black women carry the most STD rates, okay? Chlamydia, 5 times higher than most white women, with the highest rates among those aged 15 to 24. HIV, AIDS, Black women are the hardest hit with diagnostic rates, 10 to 15 times higher. HIV and AIDS, the leading cause of death for black women, 25 to 34. Okay? Gonorrhea rates reported are significantly higher among black women. Rates showing 8 times higher than white women. Age factor. Young black women and men from 15 to 24 are more affected by these trends. So I'm going to be very honest with you. Now, because cheating is just not a big deal, it's just a little walk in the park, a little ha ha he he, fine. Then let men cheat on you. Let men stick their dick inside every woman. Let them shoot up the club with every woman. And when they bring you bubbles back to your crib, you enjoy those. When your lips are burning and screaming, when you're a woman who stays at home and you cook and you're a good woman, what if you're a God-fearing woman? You're telling me right now that God-fearing women deserve this? You mean to tell me that a woman that's staying at home cooking and cleaning for her man deserves to get cheated on? Are you insane? That's what you're basically perpetuating. So I'm not going to sit here and say not all men cheat, because we know a lot of men cheat, just like a lot of women cheat. But the STD rates, HIV rates are triple for us black women. So why would I be encouraging my fellow black queens, go let your man suck and fuck whoever? Might as well just be with guys. Why are we doing this? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't care what anybody says. You know I hate cheating. I hate when people misconstrue my videos and think I'm male-centered and think I just love men. If I loved men so much and I was male-centered, wouldn't I be saying, hey, man, cheat on these bitches? Fuck her sister, fuck her grandma. No, I would never do that because I understand how devastating cheating is. And I would never do that to my partner. I wouldn't do it to anybody. You could not pay me to cheat on somebody. It's not in me, y'all. I don't have that personality type where I have a wandering eye and I want to fuck everything that moves. I'm very big on don't touch me, I got a man. And I was like that even before I had a partner. I'm very selective with who I deal with because I've never experienced getting gonorrhea, HIV, I've never had syphilis. I never had chlamydia. I don't even know what those type of things and how you would know if you had them because I've never experienced it. Because I'm very cautious with who I kiss, who I put myself around, who I share drinks with. You should be too. Because if you're one of these people spreading this narrative around, this is the reason why the STD rate and why fucking diseases are so high. Guys, I'm sorry. Lust needs to have a little cap put on it now. I think that lust is getting out of hand. I don't even understand why women even make these videos when they do not look at the health side of things. You know what I mean? HIV is not just something you get and boom, walk in the park, honey, baddie. That's not how it works. You get that shit and you're most likely going to get sick and die. You know what I mean? That's why I don't understand why you would be telling somebody, toot that ass up, let your man fuck whoever he wants. 9 times out of 10, tell me I'm lying. Most men who cheat on you, if you even have your titty sucked on, he's gonna whoop your ass and leave you. Most men who do the cheating would never be with a female who cheats. And you know it. Men are that's one thing you guys are hypocrites with. You guys will fuck every bitch that moves. Not every guy, just this type of guy. Toxic men will do this type of shit. And then the moment you even go on a date, oh my God. And you know you was all up in Keisha's booty. You was lathering her shit up. You was sucking her taco up. Don't sit here and say you're lying, men, because you know it. Talking about, baby, come see me and all that stuff, knowing you have a wife at home. But now if your wife is in here even laughing at her boss's jokes, you looking at her like Ike Turner. Tell me I'm lying. Please don't put yourselves at jeopardy, ladies. It's not worth it. Let's not listen to people that are slow. I'm sorry. What a waste of a beautiful woman to just have a brain of mierda y. It's just bullshit. Please don't make videos no more. I think your time is over, and I think somebody needs to take away your baby little mic because you just ruined it. To be spreading that type of bullshit, knowing STDs are at an all-time high, and then knowing black women have the most STD rates, it's kind of crazy. You're setting up your people for the worst. And the reason why I'm not saying our people is because I don't go out of my way to make black women look bad. I don't go out of my way and say, hey, black queens, let's all be more promiscuous. People already think we're the worst.
I don't know. I see what she's saying. I don't know where she got this from, man. I see what the lady's saying, man, but come on, man. You can't listen. We got some wild advice. And she said it with a chest, man. She said it with a chest. Listen. Honestly, you too worried about that money. You too worried about that money. You know, if you decide to stay with a man that cheated on you, that will be your business. That will be your business. But to sit up here and say, like, kind of like Tay was saying, to sit up here and be like, oh man, y'all know that should be if he's doing this, that should be the bottom on the bottom. I mean, well, if you going for a man that's like in the top, the top, and he got options, then maybe she got a point, right? That's just the reality of it. Or we could pivot and say, maybe you ought to find a man that ain't got a lot of options. You're his only option, but you know, that's all he want. He don't want no other option. He wants you. As soon as I find my lady, this one I want. You sure you don't want this? I found my lady. This the only one I want.
If your girl is saying, oh, that's my brother, like we go way back, or like that's one of my homeboys, she's getting cracked. I'm so sorry, ladies, to air this out, but I have to because I totally aired out the guys. Now it's time to air out the ladies, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you guys. She's getting her back beat in. But yeah, there's no such thing as a homeboy or a brother.
I heard my dad say to my mom one time, I was about 10, maybe 11. I was young, so I didn't understand it. But I understand it now as a 45-year-old man. He said, honey, do you do anything wrong? Or is it only just me? Do you ever do anything wrong, or is it only just me? My father said that they burned in my ear, man. I learned that it's a true statement because I've had the same sentiments before in relationships I was in.
I've never been with a Chinese girl though.
You're missing out.
Is there any advice you can give me, like if I'm gonna date a Chinese girl in the future?
I will teach you.
You'll teach me what I need to know? I like my chances with you. I'm not gonna lie, I saw you from across the street.
Okay.
I don't know who's cuter, you or your dog.
Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm Cheryl.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I grew up in China.
Oh, you grew up in China.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Have you ate at this restaurant before or no?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? I'm gonna gamble real quick.
Okay.
And then if I win, maybe not today, but another day, I can take you out for a coffee or a date.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
I gotta work. If I win, have you heard of roulette or no? All right, let me show you real quick. Okay. Okay, that's it. Now what we do is we cash out.
What did you win? 400?
Yeah, 400.
Nice.
So I won, and I worked for it.
Okay.
And you like food.
Okay.
And I like you. So what are we gonna do about this?
I don't know. What do you think?
Let me get your number.
Instagram.
Instagram?
Instagram.
I don't use Instagram.
You know?
No.
Email.
Email? Alright, well, it was nice meeting you though, for real. Is there any advice you can give me, like if I'm gonna date a Chinese girl in the future? Because they're very pretty.
I will teach you.
You'll teach me what I need to know?
Possibly.
Possibly. I like my chances with you though.
Okay.
Alright. I've never been with a Chinese girl though.
You're missing out.
Let her alone, bro. Let her alone. She's not good news, man. Let her alone.
It's not all women, but it's more than you think.
Women don't leave good men. They leave poor communication, disrespect, inconsistency, broken promises, and emotional neglect. Women don't just wake up one day and decide to give up on somebody that they actually love. They leave after explaining themselves over and over and over again.
Now I'm going to tell you a little story. So about 6 years ago, there was a girl on Instagram that I was low-key interested in, but she had a boyfriend at the time, and I had a girlfriend at the time. I know it sounds weird, but hear me out. Me and my girl ended up breaking up. She ended up breaking up with her boyfriend, and then we started talking. She asked me, what happened? Why'd you guys break up? I said the streets called her, and she answered. She wanted to be outside. And she said, that's horrible. You guys seem happy. I said I was, but she wasn't, I guess. And then I asked her, I said, why did you and your boyfriend break up? You guys were together longer. She really didn't want to answer that question, but we eventually talked about it on the phone. I always say, you let a woman talk long enough, she'll tell on herself. So during this phone conversation, she finally confessed on exactly why she left him. Come to find out, she had a brain tumor a while ago and they had to do surgery to take it out. And this brain surgery happened during the relationship they were in. And I asked, I said, how did he take it? Because you guys were in a relationship then, weren't you? She said, yeah, he was acting like he couldn't live without me. He said, babe, if you were supposed to die, I don't know what I would do. And I said, I know, that's probably pretty hard on him, right? She had the audacity to tell me, no, that turned me off. I don't want a man like that. I want a man thinking that he can't live without me. I said, so what, he couldn't be sad for you that he's about to lose the woman that he wants to spend the rest of his life with? She said, no, that gave her the ick. He cared about me too much. I said, wow, that is crazy. Mind you, he was a good guy. She said he never cheated. So I know some women might say, well, that's anecdotal. That's only one person you know that said that. Well, I never cheated on my ex and she left me because I was too vulnerable. Yeah, it's unfortunate that good men get left by women, and there are some valid reasons for women leaving. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but I am saying it's more than you think that women do leave good guys for something so minuscule.
Yo, they really think there's not enough men in the world.
Okay, he's the best sex you've ever had, but you find out he once hooked up with one of your sisters.
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
The older we get, the pull gets smaller. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I think if I was 20, I would probably be like, that's a deal breaker.
But you're like, I don't care.
But now I'm like, do we need to talk about it? We're good, right?
I think that's fair.
Like, I don't know if that, like, is that...
That's not bad.
Incestual?
No, I think it depends. I think it depends. Like, how about this? If they have a baby together.
Oh, that's where we draw the line. Okay, we're not sharing baby daddies, but I don't know, if you slept with someone 20 years ago, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It's hard out here.
I kind of agree. Like,
Yeah.
especially if they were like, oh, he was so good and a great guy.
How awkward. But I personally wouldn't care. Like, if this was me and let's say Kim or Court or whoever single was like, oh, I met this guy. I'm like, oh my God, I fucked him when I was 20, but it's fine. Like, I wouldn't care.
Men and women are truly different because I could never do some shit like this. Like, are there not enough men in the world that you gotta just, oh, the pool's so small. Yeah, when your preferences are through the roof and no one meets them and you're getting old and the wall's coming, then yeah, I completely get it. Any one of my close friends that ever dealt with a female, I would never consider her a long-term option or even smashing, period, if I met her in the future, just knowing that. Like, I don't want to be a part of a roster with my friends, you know? I don't want to be a part of anything that my friends were a part of, brother was a part of, any family. Like, no. There's too many women in the world for that. Like, hell no. The thought of, yo, someone knows, you know, what my girl's choach is like is insane. Like, it's just a wild, and people will be like, oh, you're immature for even thinking that way. Nah, bro. As a man, it's realistic. This is my shit. I don't want nobody knowing about my shit. Whereas, you know, women don't have no problem sharing dudes, bro. Especially if it's like 1%, 2% guys smashing all the women they know. They're all fighting for him. So they don't care about, oh, he smashes all of us. Who cares? I won at the end. That's how chicks are. Whereas a dude, we love exclusivity, man. We not about that shit. So this is a crazy take. But then again, her sisters, cousins, all them, they smash a percentage of the population of men already. So who knows? But yeah, we good off this. Take that shit over there.
We already know, it's been said that a man, he just wants the one thing, right? That's what he wants at the end of the day. Unless he comes to you and says something completely different, you can honestly assume that a man is dating you because he wants to have sex with you. So that a man is dating you because he wants to have sex with you. So we're operating from a space of, this is the society we live in where we know that men want sex. So because we know that, women are now saying, no, you're not just going to get to use my body up. And I know I got bills that need to be paid. I know I have this. Now at the end of the day, you don't have to do anything. As a man, you don't have to do anything. Just stay out my face.
That's it.
You
Just
know what
leave
I'm
me
saying?
alone.
And stay where you at. Leave
Stop
me alone.
harassing me.
And you don't have to provide a dime. You don't have to come up off your pockets. You don't have to do anything. But if you're going to come in my face and you say that you want my time, you want
Please
my energy,
don't
you want
play
my
in it.
space, I'm already giving my energy to all these different things in my life. So now I have to make room and space for you.
Well, I think, and I understand what you're saying, but once again, it's a little bit short-sighted because now you say, well, if I'm going to give you this, then I need you to pay my bill, you know? So now you're effectively a street worker. And then you're going to wonder why, you know, you sit up here all proud saying this type of stuff, but you're going to wonder why men don't respect you. Because what they're going to essentially say is money talks. Money talks. I mean, is that your price? I'll pay it. Boom, boom, boom. There was a woman that got on a private jet, and the man was going to take her out on a date. Rich guy in his 30s, good looking guy. And she said, man, this is my dream man, but I'm a broke girl. So, I just, this was the man of my dreams. And he said, hey, get ready, wear this type of stuff and meet me over here. Like I said, it's a private jet. And instead of stopping and saying, well, hold on, let's pump the brakes. Let's go on a date first. Let's get to know each other real quick. Instead of doing that, she went on ahead and took her silly behind on the jet. Then when they up in the air, he turns around and says, hey, while we on the way there, I got a room back there if you want to lay down, a full size room. Oh, what kind of girl do you think I am? I don't do that type of stuff. I don't even know you. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't know him, but you know him well enough to get in this plane. You know enough to get in that private jet and him take you to the beach. So what do you think that this is? Oh, well, do you do this often with other girls? Yeah, I do it maybe like 2 or 3 times a month. Yeah. Oh man, I think I feel sick. I gotta go to the restroom and just I stayed in the restroom until we got off the flight, and then thank God I had money to get a ticket to back home. I had enough money to get a ticket on Southwest, or else I'd have been stuck there. What are y'all expecting? Under the circumstances, what do y'all expect? And so now, when y'all keep on running into men like Chad and Tyrone, and they say, yeah, so I want my bills paid. Oh, okay. So we play this little back and forth for a few years of me paying your bills or some other man paying your bills, and you going on about your day. And then I don't want to play this game no more. This is boring. I'm tired. I got all the bags I want. I got all the shoes I want. I didn't have a man gift me a house or pay my rent. So I took my money because I'm a boss babe, and I paid off my house, or he paid half and I just took the other half and paid it off. It's a smart move, right? And I paid off my car and I ain't got no debt and yada, 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 stuff like that. Now I'm looking for a husband. When that man sees that, he's going to be like, oh, no, I don't think this is for me. I don't think this is for me. And then you're going to be back on one of these shows talking about men are intimidated. When they know your history, they know your character.
Yo, they really think there's not enough men in the world.
Okay, he's the best sex you've ever had, but you find out he once hooked up with one of your sisters.
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
The older we get, the pull gets smaller. I'm like, I don't know. I think if I was 20, I would probably be like, that's a deal breaker.
But you're like, I don't care.
But now I'm like, do we need to talk about it? We're good, right?
I think that's fair.
I don't know if that,
that's not bad.
Incestual?
No, I think it depends. I think it depends. How about this? If they have a baby together.
Oh, that's where we draw the line. Okay, we're not sharing baby daddies, but I don't know, if you slept with someone 20 years ago, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It's hard out here.
I kind of agree. Especially if they were like, oh, he was so good and a great guy.
How awkward. But I personally wouldn't care. If this was me and let's say Kim or Court or whoever single was like, oh, I met this guy. I'm like, oh my God, I fucked him when I was 20, but it's fine. I wouldn't care.
Men and women are truly different because I could never do some shit like this. Are there not enough men in the world that you gotta just, oh, the pool's so small? Yeah, when your preferences are through the roof and no one meets them and you're getting old and the wall's coming, then yeah, I completely get it. Any one of my close friends that ever dealt with a female, I would never consider her a long-term option or even smashing, period, if I met her in the future, just knowing that. I don't want to be a part of a roster with my friends, I don't want to be a part of anything that my friends were a part of, brother was a part of, any family, no. There's too many women in the world for that. Hell no. The thought of, yo, someone knows, what my girl's choach is like is insane. It's just a wild, and people will be like, oh, you're immature for even thinking that way. Nah, bro, as a man, it's realistic. This is my shit. I don't want nobody knowing about my shit. Whereas, women don't have no problem sharing dudes, bro. Especially if it's 1%, 2% guys smashing all the women they know. They're all fighting for him. So they don't care about, oh, he smashes all of us. Who cares? I won at the end. That's how chicks are. Whereas a dude, we love exclusivity, man. We not about that shit. So this is a crazy take. But then again, her sisters, cousins, all them, they smash a percentage of the population of men already. So who knows? But yeah, we good off this. Take that shit over there.
She was like, is that bad? No, I guess not. I just think, it just, well, I guess we got to redefine bad. Like, I guess it means that your sister's been busy. You've been busy. All of y'all. Oh, it's 5 of you guys. So y'all are probably dating the same types of dudes. Like, y'all are running in the same circles, and y'all have probably been around a guy that's had, well, not even a little too much to drink. I mean, you're completely sober, but you just figure, I mean, shoot, we in the moment, let's do it. I don't got no problem with that. That's why we here, because I don't care nothing about what's going on. Got a tape released, and I just took it from there. I don't mind taking my clothes off. I don't mind. Everybody had already seen everything anyway. I mean, they can have their opinions as long as they keep on giving me this money and I'm sitting up in this mansion. That's pretty much it. So yeah, it's probably not a big deal to them because, it is what it is.
Why chase 20-year-olds when 40-year-old women already know what they want?
God damn, so they don't even support them trying to get husbands or nothing. They in competition with them. They telling all the men, F them young girls, come get us. We still out here. Why you still out here, though? You weren't supposed to still be out here, being in competition. You supposed to be quilting and crocheting something for the grandchildren and sitting back chilling. Like, you supposed to be good already. Why are you still trying to be in competition and throw wrenches in the game of the young ones who still trying to find a man? That's heartbreaking and it's sad, and I wish you the best, and it's sad that you're still in competition with the young girls. What happened? You had your time. You supposed to get it done. Why didn't you get her done? You're outside.
This insufferable woman thinks she's high value.
Here's a list of jobs that men should not do, especially grown-ass men, okay? For one, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. Matter of fact, any fast food restaurant, if you think that you're a grown-ass man working in a fast food restaurant is okay, something is wrong with you, all right? Leave those jobs to the teenagers. My nephew can't even get a job right now because there's some grown-ass man in his goddamn 40s flipping my goddamn burger, okay? Let it go. Leave it alone. That job is not for you. Anything in retail, okay? I don't want to see no grown-ass man handing me a dress, okay? Why are you a grown-ass man working at Ross? That makes absolutely no sense, okay? Target, Marshalls, like, guys, give it up. Leave these jobs to the kids. Leave these jobs to the teenagers. These are jobs you get in high school, in college. But once you're a grown-ass man, you do not need to be working in any fast food restaurant or any retail restaurant. And for you high-value men that think that it's high value to work for the city, let me tell you something. You're absolutely wrong, all right? No police officers, no firefighters, no construction workers, no mailmen, no post office.
Government jobs?
If you consider that a high value man, you're absolutely wrong, okay? There's nothing high value about making $70,000 a year.
This ain't a hard one, is it? She's insufferable and she's not high value based on the way she talks alone. Talking about government jobs is not high value. Like, high value is not connected to the job you got, it's connected to the character, the kind of person that you are. Of course you want to make money, but a person that works at the post office, delivering the mail, police, firefighter, are you kidding me? And then she talks shit about, fast food workers. Like, those are not kid jobs. Granted, what I'm saying, there could always be a better job, but you never know who needs that job to provide for whatever they need to provide for. You never know no one's situation. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't even care about what people are going through. You could tell she's a spoiled bimbo that gets her bag blown out. Probably some dude just buying her some shit, and that's it. Someone's listening to this message, though. There's women listening to this message going like this, like, yeah, girl, talk that shit. I don't need no this. And she can't provide what she's asking for herself. She just thinks, oh, I am the table type bitch. That's what this is right here. So whoever's listening to this shit is not high value. Obviously, we're not discouraged. Everybody make money out here. No matter what you do, what you got to provide for, you just keep doing what you got to do. But a lot of the jobs she listed are high value jobs. She's for the streets. This is just a bimbo talking shit like a lot of people do online, and she's for the streets, and she ain't never gonna find someone that's worth having.